How's it going, everybody? This is 16 things not to do in Germany. Now, Germany likes a good rule, some good laws. They're all about it. They like them. They revel in them. They identify themselves with rules. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I gotta say, I don't share that passion really. But I am from Germany, and I did grow up here. And yeah, this is from the channel Deanna and Phil. Now, I think both of them have. I think, as far as I understand, Deanna is from the USA and Phil is from Germany. I assume Phil is short for Philip, but I've come across the video. It's about a little over 9 months old, and yeah, I mean, it's. I think she's been here for quite some time now. She's definitely gotten, I guess, used to the everyday life here, and it's always interesting to see what other people notice that you consider normal. Yeah, check it out.
Deanna and Phil. Deanna is from the United States and I am from Germany, and in this video we're going over 16 things that you should not do in Germany.
Alright, so some of these things are a little more serious.
I'll let you know my take on it as well.
And some of them are going to be pretty funny, so let's just get right into it.
Alright, number 1. You should never recycle wrong or throw away your PFAND.
PFAND!
So Germany is a pretty green country and people tend to take their recycling pretty serious. So if you're here, you should not just throw everything in one bucket, but separate it between plastic, metal, paper, rest, and all that good stuff. I don't even know how many there are.
So PFAND is a deposit where you pay a little extra on bottles or cans, and you'll usually return them at a little machine in the supermarkets where you get a voucher and your money back for doing a good thing. So never throw away your PFAND bottle.
This is the so fun, exactly. That's what they've been talking about. It's right here. I actually have a bottle here. It's called, this is by the brand, this is by one of the brands that the store actually owns themselves, so a store brand. It's called Ja. I mean, in case you haven't realized, Germans are very creative when it comes to their names. So this is Ja, but they're very fancy. So they actually put an exclamation mark after that. And this is the sign right here. This one, this symbolizes that it's fun, that you can recycle it. And depending on what kind of model you have, it's either 25 cents or 8 cents. But I don't like it because especially if you don't have a car, you always have to take them with you. You always have to walk there, and you're paying money up front that you're not gonna have.
PFAND!
Number 2, you should never drive on the left or the middle lane of the Autobahn. There's actually a law in place that requires you to drive on the right lane on the Autobahn at all times unless you're overtaking somebody. So if you're not planning to go super fast and overtake a lot of people, you're required to drive on the right lane. So don't drive in the middle or the left lane slowly and block traffic, because people will get aggressive.
And honk. Number 3, don't walk in the bicycle lanes. In Germany, there are a lot of different bicycle lanes in and out of the city, and especially in student towns, there'll be a lot of bikers. So don't walk in them. Walk in the pedestrian zones or a sidewalk. That's what they're for.
Honestly, but not every biker, actually, every bicycle rider or biker, I guess, I don't know how to say it, actually honks or does anything like that. Sometimes they literally wait until you turn around, which is at that point when someone does that and I notice them, I literally walk in the middle of it, because it's like, buddy, come on, what kind of childish shit is this? I mean.
4, do not address strangers using their first name. It is kind of funny, but in Germany, for the word you, if you address somebody, we have 2 versions. There is du and there is sie. And sie is a polite version. It also implies that sie, you're on a last name basis. So that is the polite version to use. And if you meet somebody for the first time, or especially an elder person, you use the polite form. You do not use their first name. You are on a last name basis and use the sie instead of the du. And if you get to know a person very well and you're on a friend basis, on a first name basis, then it's fine to use the first name and the du. Du Deanna.
Du Deanna. Number 5, don't use public transportation without a ticket. A lot of the public transportation systems are controlled a lot, and there'll be men and women.
Yes, If you take a train, sure, but if you use a bus, especially in a bigger city, and especially right now under these conditions, how should I put this? You don't have to worry too much.
Who just appear once the ride has started to check on everyone to see if they have a ticket.
Yeah, they're undercover. And the fines are usually kind of high or out of proportion with the ticket prices.
Yeah.
A number I always have in my mind is
€60.
60 euros, but nowadays it might be even more, like 80 or 100.
It's not worth it.
Okay, number 6, and this is a little bit more of a serious one. You should never show the Nazi salute or joke about Nazis in Germany. Of course, because of the history in Germany, it's kind of a forbidden thing to do. And most of the Germans nowadays were kind of raised by this post.
It's funny how there's some funky music, some funky music in the back going on right now, but you know, talking about something like that.
World War II anti-Nazi generation. If another person comes to the country and does anything Nazi related, it's so out of our minds that it's so weird that the world still thinks that. So that's quite offensive and you should never ever do that. And by the way, the same thing also applies to sing the old version of the national anthem. And I think around the world a couple of people still think that might be it. And it's the one with the Deutschland, Deutschland über alles. That is the Nazi anthem. You're not allowed to sing that.
What he just said that was Germany, Germany above all. And that's the line that they actually took out because it was supposed to be, you know, very bad.
Anymore. The real one is Einigkeit und Recht und Freiheit, blah blah blah. That's the newer national anthem, and that's the only one that's supposed to be sung in Germany.
But it's so boring. I mean, not that the other one is better, but it's like, they always sing like Einigkeit und Recht und Freiheit. I don't. It's so basic.
Number 7, don't gossip in English in public. Most Germans have a very decent grasp of English and they'll probably understand you.
Especially
I know
young
it's very common when people go to other countries, they tend to gossip in another language. I've heard it spoken in different languages all the time, and it's a little uncomfortable and embarrassing when other people understand you. So to avoid uncomfortable situations like that, gossip behind their back.
Number 8. You should never disrespect the German quiet hours.
Oh God.
So every day, or rather every night, from 10 p.m. till 6 or 7 a.m. the next morning, in Germany, by law, there are quiet hours. So you're not supposed to like play loud music, do construction or anything like that. Most of the country kind of abides by that rule, which means there's very little noise pollution during the night when you're trying to sleep or
Yeah, the only people that are usually against that are some old fuckers who have nothing better to do than drill at 3 a.m. because they think, oh yeah, this is my life's project. I need to finish this right now.
relax, and I think it's a kind of a nice thing. So if you do that, the Germans probably will call the police on you because they think they're in the right and they do that and the police knocks and like turn it down. Never
always call the
ever
police.
disrespect the quiet hours. Alright, so before we continue with the video, we want to take a quick moment to remind you guys, please go and like the video. It helps us out a lot. We're still a small channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. I can see that about 80% of the viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Also, if you want to further support us, you can do that on Patreon. We have a Patreon page. It's patreon.com/DianaandPhil. And we have different tiers of support and benefits that you get on there. And every support is highly, highly appreciated.
Yes, and we wanted to take a quick moment to shout out our newest soulmate Patreon, Jeff Lobig?
Jeff Lubik?
Lubik? We're not sure if it's the German or the English pronunciation. Correct us if we're wrong.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And back to the video.
So number 9, don't solely rely on credit card payments. In Germany, there's still a lot of things that are pretty cash-based, and sometimes your credit card will even be rejected from a stall or bakery or a vendor. So it's important to note and make sure you have cash on you. So number 10, don't expect small talk. If you're from the South and you're used to the good old Southern American small talk, that's not gonna happen. And it's not trying to be rude, it's just a cultural difference. So don't expect to chat with a random stranger.
I would disagree. More often than not, people are actually rude and they just are not interested. Well, okay, here's the thing. People are not interested because it's been so it's so ingrained in them. But at the same time, Germans just don't know how to do small talk. Seriously, they're horrible at it.
Stranger about the weather or something.
Number 11. is do not expect free water anywhere. So if you're used to the American way, you go to a restaurant and the waiter comes right away with a nice bucket of cold ass water and refills you for free all evening long. That is not a thing in Germany and you should not expect that. I think it's quite of a dumb thing, but water in German restaurants is quite expensive and most of the times even bubbly.
Sprudelwasser.
So
Dude, sometimes you pay like $3-4 for a single glass of water that costs like 20 cents.
in some places you could actually ask for tap water and potentially get it for free, but a lot of places don't even do that, and if they do, it might be a little frowned upon. But in general, you should not expect free water everywhere. Number 12. Do not enter a house with your shoes on. So all around Germany, it's pretty common to take off your shoes if you enter somebody else's house. Or at least you should ask if you should take your shoes off. And sometimes they say, no, you don't have to. But a lot of times people take their shoes off right at the entrance, leave them there, and then just walk around in your socks.
Leave your dirty shoes in the front.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious how many of the households do that. I would say the majority of the households in Germany do that thing and do not walk around with their shoes on. Maybe let us know in the comments below if you had to take your shoes off at your parents' house or how you do it at the moment.
Some people do it, some families don't. I would say it's about a 50-50. But granted, I can understand why you would want it, especially if you had a stranger coming over. Or just people for the first time in general. You know, you never know in what kind of dog shit they were putting their foot in before they came into your apartment.
So number 13, don't give advance birthday wishes. Even if it's a day before someone's birthday and you will not see them on their birthday, do not wish them a happy birthday.
It's not their birthday yet.
I learned that after coming to Germany. You are not allowed to wish them a happy birthday until on their birthday or after their birthday.
Yeah, and I was surprised to learn in the US that a lot of people do that actually.
Some people will have a party a week in advance if that just works with their schedule.
So much bad luck. Number 14 is kind of a very serious one. You should never, ever expect to be dressed in a sauna or on every beach. All right, this is kind of a funny one. We just wanted to throw that in there. In Germany, in a sauna, usually you are naked. You go in with a towel and then you take it off or whatever, but you are actually not allowed to wear any clothing. If you wear clothing in there, people can get the whatever security or supervisors and they'll throw you out or make you undress.
You must be naked.
Yeah.
That's why swingers are very popular here in Germany.
There are also parts of beaches in Germany that are especially for nakedness, nudity.
Beaches.
Yeah, nude beaches. We call it FKK, Freikörperkultur. And on these beaches, you have to be naked. It's not allowed to wear any clothes.
Like fully naked?
Yeah, fully naked.
Yeah, so I've yet to go to a nude beach or a nude sauna, but I'm open to it.
Oh, should I be concerned?
Why? Just gonna be a whole bunch of older people. So number 15, don't abandon your shopping cart.
So you would think that there's actually young people or people your age that you can look at, but nope. It's just some old fucking grannies, you know, just some old grannies.
I feel like in the US sometimes there'll be shopping carts spread throughout the parking lot and they'll just be like a shopping cart ghost town. In Germany, that is not the case. You need a coin to access a cart and you also want your coin back. So you have to return the cart to get your coin back.
Wait,
and
I
it's a
thought that
good
was the same
system,
in the
it's
States.
nice, and there's not abandoned shopping carts everywhere.
And our last point number 16
I thought that was the same in the States.
is in Germany, you should not jaywalk.
We ain't in New York City.
Yeah, but we're kind of in Berlin, so let's say you
I do it all the time.
should not, but a lot of people still do it. Although I think the majority of the people kind of follow the rules and they do not jaywalk. You should always cross where the little traffic light is and then only when the green
the man
mannequin,
tells you.
not the red one. And it's not that hardly persecuted, but you can actually get fined if you get caught in the act jaywalking. So
Well,
the police
sure.
sees you, gets
Okay.
you, and I don't know how much it is, 5, 10, 20 euros, something like that. So you should not jaywalk in Germany. Alright, so those were our 16 things that you should not do if you go to Germany. Let us know in the comments below if you can think about any other things that you shouldn't do in Germany. Also, maybe you've been to Germany and some things of these might have happened to you. We would be curious to hear about that.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye! I wanted to...
Dude, there was a fucking mosquito right now, Jesus Christ. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed. I agreed with, I think, 14 out of 16 of them. If you have any other questions about living in Germany and what life is like, if you want me to make short videos about me walking through the city or something like that, that you can actually see something in person and see my city as well, then I'll be more than happy to do that. Guys, appreciate every single one of you. I think we're at 1,600 subscribers. Mind blown. Guys, take care and have a nice day, evening, breakfast, lunch, whatever you're having.